why the very first cartoon in there, I don't know if you remember the cartoon, I think page 14, friendly advice. And I can show it to you if you don't have it, but I think that you probably have seen this one, friendly advice. And this was all advice that I got from different people. And anybody going through serious illness is going to be going through that, because it's almost like you've got these people turning into fire and brimstone preachers that if you don't do this, you're going to die, or if you don't stop doing that, you're going to die. And, and then you get all this advice and all these, and you've got to do this particular process. You've got to do that particular therapy. And if you were to do all of them, you'd maybe need 72 hours in a day to actually go through all these things that everybody says you have to do. So the way through it is to listen. Maybe you want to kind of tell the people to shut up, but listen. And some of the advice you're going to get is going to resonate and some of it isn't. And you have to go with your gut and do what feels right for you. But it is always going to happen. I mean, you will always get unsolicited advice. And it doesn't mean that these people are, bad and deliberately trying to be mean. You're going to die if you don't stop eating dairy. Dairy is what brought you your cancer. I got that because I put milk in my tea as a brick, but it just is that these people just believe it. They believe it so strongly that they feel like they have to tell you, because just like a born-again Christian coming to your door, if you don't go for Jesus, you'll go to hell. They believe it in their souls, but it doesn't mean that that's what you want to hear and that's what will work for you with your particular illness or your particular situation. I did everything. I did both allopathic and alternative medicine. And I did a lot of different therapies. And some of those things worked for me, some of them didn't, and some of them are appropriate for other people and some of them aren't. And I do have to emphasize, whenever I do all these podcast interviews about, my advice for going through breast cancer, I have to say, look, I'm not a doctor. I can tell you about what worked for me, and I can tell you that you're going to get besieged with advice, but you have to make your own decision. I can't make that decision, and I would never want to be responsible for somebody's cancer choices. I just tell people, this is what I did, this is what worked for me. I mean, like IV ozone was a big deal for me, and that is a very controversial therapy. And so I certainly can't tell people, oh yes, don't do chemo, don't do radiation, just do IV ozone. No, I don't think I can go there. I have to let people make their own decisions up.